Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness, it has been far too long since we've been doing this. It's great to be back on stream. Sorry for the long wait. This is going to be my first time streaming on PC. But first, I just wanted to say that it's glad to be back. I hope all of you have been having a great day. I It's not much for me to say today, but I just hope all of you that are here have are having a great and wonderful day, and I hope that your day continues to be that much more. You know what I'm trying to say. I hope your day is better. It's better than it, and if it hasn't been better, I hope that this will at least make your day. So today we are going to be. Let's just switch that right now. Before we get into the stream, I'm going to be playing something a little different this time around. This is more definitely not a game that I played before. It's not an action game. It's not. We're not going to be doing any fighting or anything like that. We are actually going to be playing a game by the name of Doki Doki Literature Club. So, and this is a game I hope all of you have heard of it. If none of you have heard of it, well, this is it's an interesting game. It's dating sim. It is very much a dating sim, but it's not all that's cracked up to be. So, without further ado, let us get into it, shall we? Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit this URL link for those of you who want to make sure. Oh yeah, fair warning. There will be This might trigger some people. So if you're not comfortable playing this game, you're not comfortable watching this game, you're free to leave now. You're free to leave now. That way, this is just a fair warning for those of you who might get a little uncomfortable with what is going on. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Yes, let us start. I hope you guys can hear the game. Turn it off for you guys if you can't hear it. Alright, let's start the game. Please enter our name. What is our name going to be? Let's keep it simple and call ourselves Jackson for whatever reason. Let's do it. Jackson, let's do it. Hey! Oh, who is this? I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor, and good friends since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today? But it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up with me. Ha, ha. I overslept again. Yes, you did. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eh? You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Jackson. Well, if you, whoops. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean if you want to. I guess whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Jackson, have you decided on a club to join yet? No? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. Yeah, I already got stuff I do at home. It's more interesting than any club at school. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. I did. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. One of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content by getting on the average. By getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Pretty typical. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Oh, I feel attacked personally. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy, and I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What's that supposed to mean? You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. School day is as ordinary as ever, and is over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. I felt that. Clubs. Sarah wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest, after all, after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Haha. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sarah is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. And that's how it all begins, isn't it? I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you, girl one. Sayori is always says nice things about you. The girl two. Seriously, you bought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Well, that is insulting. Ah, Jackson, what a nice surprise. Girl 3. Oh, you. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Oh, great. What are you looking at? I'm not looking at anything. If you want to say something, say it, says girl 2, in a very, very, very standoffish tone. Sorry. Natsuki. Oh. So this is Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her. She gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet the both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Jackson. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come, sit down, Jackson. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Okay. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? She says, beaming with pride and glee. Ta-da! Oh, a classic anime sound. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and the little pieces of chocolate are used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were this good. You were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika, and I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. You haven't even started yet. I turn the cupcake around with my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. This is a little weird. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? finally bite down. Icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I made it for you or anything. Oh, hello, yeah, Break Care. How are you doing? You just caught us in the middle of a wonderful little game called Doki Doki Literature Club. Why are you saying of course exactly? Haven't I heard this somewhere before? It's not like I made this for you or anything. Yeah, predictable. I thought you technically did. Sayori said. Well, maybe. Baka. But not for you, you know, you dummy. Baka. Alright. She's obviously the tsundere. This is gonna be fun. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us, before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? I mean, I know a teacher that kept a whole tea set in her classroom, so don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? That it does. I have spent many a day. Well, not really. I don't really have tea next to me as I read a book, because most times when I read a book, I'm on a train or a bus. So I don't really have a cup of tea, but I do have a drink with me when I read. It's very satisfying. I can get past all the noise in said train and bus. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. I see. It's because I'm the only guy in this club, isn't it? Wouldn't be going through all this effort if I weren't a guy. Maybe because I'm the new club member, but maybe they're trying even harder now because I am a guy. But anyway, before we continue, hello, how are you? How was your day? I hope you're doing well. Enjoy. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could join and I hope you're having fun. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. Yes, I do see. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy the tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? What made me consider this club, you ask? Well, there's a certain vice president in this room that failed to mention that I had no intention of joining. I was afraid of this question. Of course, I knew it would come to this. I hadn't prepped long enough. Something tells me that I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Thanks, I already do. As president of the Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Well, isn't that a relief to know? Monika, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Let's take me out to dinner first. Jeez. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Understandable. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, how to prepare for events. Understandable. I'd rather much take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Typical anime fashion. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Like streaming. It's not easy at first, but it gets easier the more you do it. And you really have to put in the effort. So if you do want to stream, just do it. It's really fun when you do stream. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. This is also true. But me, I like reading. I don't read often, but when I do, I enjoy it. You have to work hard and convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. I hope so. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it, in typical anime fashion. Or I'm missing on like the certain animations where you just have everyone nodding. That would make this even better. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Jackson, what kind of things do you like to read? That's a loaded question. I like to read a lot of things. There's anime. Well, anime is not really manga. Manga is literature. There's comic books. I like to read poems, though I really like to write poems. There's action books. There's fantasy. I love fantasy. I don't read too many mystery, but that's good too. Comedy is good. I don't really read too many comedy novels, but if I can find good ones, I'm pretty sure I'll read it. Well, you see, about that. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Oh, please don't look at me judgingly. Atsuki's head suddenly perks up. She's like, manga? Did I hear someone else likes manga? Huh? It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. I see. A woman of culture. Hey, 2 viewers, thanks for joining the stream, guys. Welcome. Not much of a reader, I guess. I'm insulted. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri Cell smile. And anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. I like that. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up, she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. I completely understand. People sometimes suck, even though you're around them all the time. It's nice to get away from people from time to time. But I like a lot of things. Oh yeah? Like what? Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. I like those too. Stories that make you think. They don't have to necessarily be books. It can be movies, video games, especially video games. This is one video game that I love that gets all deep and philosophical, but we're not going to go into that right now. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool. I like when they do that. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to act like I'm talking with her, because it's a visual novel, but yes, I actually do enjoy being thrown for a loop in any kind of story, in any kind. And the story that definitely makes you think. I do enjoy those stories quite a bit. Anyway, I've been reading a lot about a lot of horror lately. Oh, horror is good. I've been reading a few horror books myself. Won't name anything, but it's there. I read a horror book once. It was about a clown, and he had balloons, lots and lots of red balloons. It's very terrifying. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with The Rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Horror is great. What do you mean? Horror is fantastic. It's great. It's very interesting, especially when done right. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Oh, why are you looking at me? Never mind. Okay. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? Ow, first of all. No need to be so rude. I think that's impressive, is what I would have said if you hadn't been so off-putting, Why don't you share them sometime? No, okay. Understandable. Have a nice day. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Au contraire, you do not know that at all. Not very confident writer yet. I see. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. Poems are very personal, so I understand not really wanting to share all the time. Or at all, for that matter. The truest form of writing is to oneself. As a writer, I can completely agree. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. No, you don't doesn't have to be that personal with a poem. A poem doesn't always have to be so personal. Jeez, it could just be about something that's on your mind or something. Something that inspired you. It doesn't have to be too deep, Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? If you share some of your work, you can set an example to help Natsuki feel more comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. I have an idea, everyone, says Monika. Oh, what is it? What is this idea? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Of course, Sayori would be the first one to jump at it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Jackson? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. You see, about that, There's just one teensy tiny little problem about this whole thing that you're trying to do here. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back onto the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth and say what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. I was simply dragged here against my will. That is why I'm here. I never said I'd join. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All 4 girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. So don't look at me that way. Don't look at me that way. Please don't look at me like that. But I'm sorry. I thought. Jackson. Psh, don't give me that. Don't give me that sass. You forced me here. This is your own doing. I didn't even want to join this club. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Okay, get off. Hey, get off, please. You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Yeah, I mean, under normal circumstances, I would have just come for the cupcakes. But I'm here now, and now you all have to deal with that. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. I'm so excited. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? One poem. At least one. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Jackson, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah, right. Can I really impress the class star, Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? Find out next time on the next episode of Doki. Wait. Wrong thing. I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Jackson, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed late after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. You dragged me here in the first place. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. This is a dating sim after all. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Alright, it's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Alright, I kind of want to set up a poll to see which one we should at least try to write this to. We don't have enough viewers for a poll. So what I'll just do, I'll just choose words at random. We'll just choose the words at random and we'll see how this goes. So let's go with awesome. Okay. For Sayori, unrequited. I think that's how you pronounce that. The unrequited love or whatever. Really? Okay. Vivacious. Yuri. Ooh, heaven sent. Yuri. Covet. Yuri. Portrait. Yuri, okay. Let's go with Whisper. Natsuki. Alright, Massacre, okay. Yuri, yeah, I figured that much. Sweet. Sayori. Alright. Family. Family. Where's Dom when you need him? Where's Dom where you need him? Family. Sayori. Infinite. Okay. Kitty. Yeah, cause I figured. Pink. Natsuki. Yep, figured. Sugar. Natsuki. Figured. Doki Doki. Natsuki. Figured. Incongruent. Big word. Effulgent. Yuri. Suicide? No. Imagination. Yuri again. Wow. Raindrops. Yuri again. Alright, I guess we're going with Yuri. Philosophy. Yuri. Alright. Let's do it. Hi again, Jackson. Oh, why are you the first one that greets me? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Yeah. Right. I didn't run away. I totally could have. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. I tried to anyway. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Jackson. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I kept my promise, Yuri. Looking as beautiful and bountiful as ever. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Please. You think so little of me, Yuri. Please, have a little confidence. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Hey, you should cut me some slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. She couldn't keep her mouth shut. Not for one bit, huh? Not for 1 second she couldn't keep her mouth shut. And last year, too. Oh, okay, she didn't have to tell you all that now. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Is that a threat? Look here, Missy, I don't know what you plan on doing, but I'll try to take your threat as seriously as possible. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Manga? Did you say manga? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. I mean, at least I agree. I feel that manga is a part of literature. Slowly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Jackson always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. Are you sure about that? In the famous words of the one known as John Cena, are you sure about that? He helps me with busy work without even asking me. Well, see, those are two different things. You force that upon me, I don't really do it because I want to. You kind of just force it on me, you know? So I don't really have a say in that situation. Like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Oh, thanks. Dependable isn't the word. Sorry, that's just because your room is so messy. It's distracting. You almost set your house on fire once. How? What did you do? Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? Yeah. She's been stuck with me ever since I was a kid. Ever since we were kids. Couldn't get rid of her. No matter how hard I try. I might be a little jealous. Oh, please don't be. If you want her, you can have her. How come? You and Jackson can become good friends, too. Sayori, what is wrong with you? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Like any airhead would. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Could you please stop? Wait, Sigori. Me? No, not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Siri made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Well, what do I do? Yeah, I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. I don't even know how I don't. Siri, please, could you not? Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so here's this book I brought for you. I hope you read it. I know with your little mind, your little pea brain, attention span of a goldfish, you might not even finish it, but here you go anyway. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. You thought I might enjoy? Pray tell, what book would you think I would enjoy? It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. Oh, well, thank you, that's very considerate of you. Anyway, we could, discuss it if you wanted. Oh, well, Yuri, please. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much? What a gal. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Siri and Monika are having a really cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I'd feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, the music changed. Okay. Crap, she's seen me. Mission failed. We'll get her next time. Bail. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and eyes me for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this sensing that I made her uncomfortable. I know I made her uncomfortable just by the way she's acting. Oh, it's fine. If I was focusing, I probably wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, of course. Right. Not for any particular reason. Okay. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just so happened to buy 2 of them. You just so happened to buy 2 of them? How do you just so happen to buy 2 of the same book? I don't know. It's a little sus to me. I see. There's something fairly obvious here. Here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. I hope that's the case because I have a very, very, very short attention span. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Ooh, excuse me, I am so sorry. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well... Mm, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front on the front cover. All right, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this little girl in high school who moves in with her long lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. Okay, how strange? She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. Okay, it's getting a bit deep into the lore. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. Okay, this is actually pretty interesting. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. Okay, that's getting a tad bit into the spoiler territory. If you ask me, I don't know much about spoilers, but I think that's a bit of a spoiler. It's kind of dark. Yeah, it's dark too, but hey, sounds like a good read. If I do say so myself, and I do say so myself. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Jackson? I know I am. I mean, dark stories interest me, yeah? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri was into those things. I completely forgot that. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind's to be so completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Could have just said point of view, but that works too. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. And suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. And those are very good storytelling. What I'm trying to say. Strategies? No, that's not the right word. It's a great way to tell a story. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You give everyone. You basically humanize everyone to make it seem like there's no clear-cut good guy or bad guy. And I quite actually enjoy those kind of stories. There's no clear side. So, yeah, I like this kind of stories. I'm rambling, aren't I? No, not at all. I quite enjoy the rambling. Please continue. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I was enjoying listening to you ramble. I was rambling myself. Don't worry about it. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. What problem? Don't make it sound so ominous now, Yuri. Come on. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Oh. I thought you were going to say something else. That's not so bad. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. Oh, don't worry about it. You're doing fine. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's what this club is for. Literature. And hold on, guys. Alrighty. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you were looking forward to it. I mean, isn't that why you got me the book? Let me just get the book. Don't worry, we can read. Let's read together. Now that doesn't sound like a bad idea after all. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Sit next to you. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. Well, stop apologizing. Jeez. Could you stop apologizing? It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That's understandable, but could you please stop apologizing? That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over, like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry, and there you go again, apologizing again. Could you please stop the apologizing? You sound like me. I mean, oof. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's up against Yuri's and then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm's in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, well, look at this. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. So descriptive. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips over to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. Very, very distracting. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, right, I forgot we were reading. Oh, sorry. I think I just got a bit distracted for a second there. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. She's a quick reader. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her. Flooding over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Why is this... It's so descriptive. We're just flipping a page. We're just reading a book. Why is it written like this? Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all the things she says and does. She's afraid that she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see that into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Jackson, it's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying all of a sudden? Come on now, come on. What are you saying? Okay, everyone. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Ah, saved by the bell. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. He releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. All right. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight then. Or would you rather prefer I only read it with you, Miss Yuri? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. I guess that means we should just wait until we read it with her. Let's just go on with that assumption. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright, will do. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. You know, bookmarks also exist for a reason. By the way, do you remember? Did you remember to write a poem last night? How could I forget? It was the first thing I had to do. Yeah, my relaxation ends. Oh boy. Time to present poems, I see. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Okay. I can't wait. Sherry and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems, not their thumbs. What? What am I even saying? Sherry is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook, kind of like how I write mine. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Alright, so we're gonna save here, and then we're gonna choose who we want to share our poem to first. But before we do that, I am going to be right back. All right, and we're back. Thank you uh thank you for the wait. Let's get back into it. So we've already saved, and we're going to let's start with sharing our poem with Sayori. I'm definitely the most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. This is a good poem, Jackson. Oh, thank you. Are you sure it's your first time? Positive it's my first time. In game, anyway. Of course it's my first time. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing right in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Jackson. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things is like this is for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I guess. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of the motive here. It's best if she does it. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason that I joined anyway. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? Counting on it. That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? I mean, yeah, that's why we're here. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Let's see. We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me out to come and play? Come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori. This is just a guess, but... Did you wait until this morning to write this? No. A little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. No, it was still a very cute poem. I loved it a lot. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how I should put it. It just sounds like you. Really? Yeah. Especially in that last line. I made eggs and toast. Of course you did. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. Yeah, but you were also late. I get all cranky. I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. That was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it then. You know, we're gonna save again. Save! And who will we share with next? Do you want to share with the person that we wrote the most for? Or do we want to share with someone else? You know, we're gonna go down the line. We're gonna share with Natsuki next. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. What is that supposed to mean? That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. That's what you're saying. Do you want to get smacked? I will fight you, little girl. I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it or anything. Not like I wrote it for you or anything. I want breakfast as a mood. Hello, galaxies and sea. Yes, I want breakfast. That is a whole mood. That is a giant mood, yes. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it. What do you mean? It was cute. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I said it for a rhyme at the end, but it made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Why are you It was cute. What do you mean? I'm not lying. I thought it was very cute. It was a cute poem. I'm not lying in the slightest. It was a very cute poem. I actually quite enjoyed reading that. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. We're gonna save again, because it's always good to save every choice that you make. It doesn't matter because we're going right down the line, so we're gonna show it to Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yes, you kinda did. Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. You didn't do anything wrong. Why are you like this? Please. What am I getting so nervous for? That's what I want to know. That is literally what I want to know. Why are you getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. I haven't. This is my first time. But in actuality, I've written quite a few poems in my day, if I do say so myself. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, and then looks at my poem again. I feel like you're judging me, and I don't like that. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason why I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. It's not as easy as one would like to think. Not just finding them and building them, but getting to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in the club gives you valuable feedback. Well, not everyone in the club. I almost had to fight one of them because they thought I wouldn't like her poem. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, she gave good advice. So I guess it wasn't all bad. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Yeah, I've noticed. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Oh, no, go on, say it. Say it, I dare you. Come on, Yuri. Say it. We all want to know. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, me, or Natsuki. Probably all three. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Okay, let's read it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? It's why we're here. Alright, let's read it. Ghost under the lights. Tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calms breathing air. For the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. That's it. Alright. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. No, you don't. You don't have terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. That was, in fact, the furthest thing from my mind. But it took you a long time to read. I am a slow reader. That's all. Well, I just don't read script very often. I think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. I forgot to say, I don't know if I said that already, but I liked the poem. It was a great poem. Good poem, by the way. Even though it was short, it's very descriptive. It wasn't too short, was it? I usually write longer poems. Oh. Well, short is also nice. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Jackson. It's not? I would have never guessed. Really? I must have totally missed the point then. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Yes, I have taken English classes. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it like that. That's impressive. Good on you, mate. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... you don't have to flatter me like that, please. No, continue on, please. Flatter me some more. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Jackson. Me too. And last but not least, I don't really think we need to save, but I'm going to save anyway. It's always good to save. Monica. Hi, Jackson. Having a good time so far? I'm doing my best, just doing my best. Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities, or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Oh, well, thanks. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? promise. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the floor until I'm more settled in. I am new after all. This has all just been sprung on me. I was thrown into the deep end too soon. I didn't even get to test the waters first. But it's fine, we're here. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? Yeah, I forgot that's why we were even here. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Jackson. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Well, yeah, because it's our first times, and I've read some pretty good poems. But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. Hand Monica my poem. Great job, Jackson. Oh, thank you. I was going in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I don't even know what I wrote. I just chose random words. But if you think it's metaphorical, metaphysical, symbolical, whatever. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I don't even know what I wrote. I guess I underestimated you. It's the easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. I'm the new guy here. Just keep that in mind. I don't even like writing. Like anime and video games. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Yeah, I know. I just talked to her. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Yeah, I know. Unlike Sayuri, who likes using simple, direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that effectively. It's very challenging, but when done correctly, it's done very, very well. Both allowing people to get something new out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Let's not boost me up too much, you know. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It can take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. Oh, well, thank you. That's very, very helpful and very insightful. And very, very nice of you. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Yee. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Yeah, that's why I'm here, again. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good at writing a poem. But we'll see. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Oh, because you're the president. I gotcha. You'll want to sound confident because you're the president. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Well, yeah, understandable. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. Josh W. Girls is disturbing? Oh, I can make it a little bit more disturbing if you want. I'll just... Not what I expected to hear in my life. Well, I can make them all sound like just really buff guys who just have really deep voices if that's what you want, to make it a little bit more disturbing. But we're just gonna continue reading this poem for right now. 5 viewers. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for everyone that's joining right now. We're in the middle of reading a poem from one of the characters, and so far the poems have been interesting, the interactions have been more so, and I hope everyone's having a great night tonight, and I hope that this is making your night just that bit much better. Well, with that being said, let's continue reading this poem. Where were we? I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. So, what do you think? Very, very deep, very, very profound. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. Freeform poem is personally my favorite style of writing poems. Doesn't have to necessarily rhyme, but you can still get your thoughts out a bit more effectively that way. That is a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on time between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? I'm intrigued to know. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. Oh, interesting. Do tell. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? What's that mean? My retina, don't know why that made me laugh. This is very cursed. Hey, you decided to join the stream and now you have to deal with this. An epiphany? What does that mean? I don't know what an epiphany means. Please, Monica, explain. What's an epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Okay, you didn't tell me what an epiphany means. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on too strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. This is for anyone who writes. Listen to this. It's good advice. Very good advice. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy up later. Yep, don't worry about the small stuff. If you can just get it down on paper, you have the idea there, you can always come back to it later and work on it. Better to just write something down than to not write down anything at all. Because you will forget and you're gonna regret not writing it down when you had it in your head. I myself have had the unfortunate mishap of not writing down the idea in my head when it was there, and I regret it later because I had this really great idea but I forgot it. But it's always just good to get something down on paper, even if it's literally nothing, even if it's just a sentence or an idea. Always good to get it down on paper. So this is just me piggybacking on what Monica said. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. And if you keep your finger on the single key of the keyboard, you'll just get a long line of that one thing, So just make sure you just write something down. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. I don't know, it was pretty fun. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. They have been writing for longer, after all. I am the new guy, just to hammer that point in. Let's not forget, I am the new guy, and I'm not really good at this writing thing. This is a literature club, after all. And again, let's just hammer that point in. This is a literature club. But even though I feel like everyone's judging me, and they're saying my writing sucks, because I'm the new guy, I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Yeah, but we were dragged into this though. Wasn't that we wanted to get ourselves into this? We just got dragged into it. It wasn't really like it wasn't voluntary. It wasn't voluntary or anything like that. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, while Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? Oh boy. Seems we've got a fight on our hands. It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Ooh. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Looking at you, Jackson. Sayori liked it, and Jackson did too. Hey, don't bring me into this. So based on that, I gladly give you some of my suggestions. First of all, excuse me. Oh boy. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. Oh boy. I don't expect to change anytime soon, so unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Jackson liked my poem too, you know. Why are you bringing me into this? I didn't ask for this. Yes, I liked it, but I'm not asking to be a part of this conversation. He even told me he was impressed by it. Oh boy. Natsuki suddenly stands up, and it brings the attention to everyone in the room. Oh? I didn't realize you weren't so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Jackson appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Here we go. I didn't ask for this, guys. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Boy. You're really dragging me into this, huh? Stop dropping my name out of nowhere. Look, please. Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do hopefully cutesy. Oh. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Jackson started to show up. Oh no, we went there. Oh, that's a little. This doesn't involve you. Ooh. Okay. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was just standing there. I'm minding my own business. I'm not trying to get in the middle of any kind of argument of any kind. Jackson, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Oh boy. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to figure it out. I have my own views on that, and both of you are correct. Help me explain that to her, Jackson. Wait, there's a reason I have so many deep expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Jackson? I'm going to have to make a choice here. Why am I being dragged into this once again? Please don't do this to me. Well, oh great, now they're both... how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Okay, so we're gonna save. Alright, we're gonna save here. So, okay, this is where you guys can come in. I can either choose Natsuki, Yuri, or I can just have Sayori help me. It's up to you guys. And if you guys don't choose, I'll just choose for myself. So, what's going on here, guys? What are we doing? Are we gonna take Yuri's side, Natsuki's side? Okay, we have one more. So we're just gonna have Sayori just come in and just like just help the situation. That would be best. Yes, that would be the best thing to do. I don't see anything else. I don't see any other option. So going once, going twice. So we're gonna have Sayori help us out. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori... Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. Yeah, just making her uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. If it's unfair for others to interject their own into our conflict. Well, you brought me into this. Hypocritical, don't you think? Unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being, she would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. I think I made this even worse. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Guys, stop it. Get some help. Please. Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Alright, leave it at that. Sayori, please. You didn't have to say all that. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression. Yeah, I don't blame her. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president, huh? I can't say I'm not impressed. I whisper to Monika. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. Understandable. I felt that. I can't even bring myself to interject. No, they kind of just shot you down immediately. As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Again, I was dragged into this without any consent whatsoever. Well, I guess that just means Sayori's amazing in her own ways, isn't it? In her own ways, isn't she? Yeesh. You could... Yeah, I guess you could say that. She might be an airhead sometimes, but it's really suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I'll do my best. I would hate to see her get herself hurt. Yeah, I'll do my best. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monika smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Oh, if only. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was interesting, that entire thing that happened. It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Jackson, how about you? How about me? It was okay, I guess. Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about it with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn more things about the kinds of poems for everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Jackson, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. I'll never let her hear that out loud. Sayori, about what happened earlier. And what do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. It's probably because I'm there. I'm probably the reason why they're all fighting like that. It would make sense. I'm the only guy in this club, and I'm the new guy. And they both like me. Because it's a dating sim. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? Well, I had to. It's for the thing. No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Jackson, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think that everyone likes you too. At least I hope so. I was ready to fight Natsuki earlier. She was getting a little too aggressive there. But I hope they like me too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Oh boy. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice and all, but does it really need to stop there? I mean, this is why I'm here. Try and get to go out with one of these girls, you know? It's a dating sim after all. We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. What an airhead. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. And I honestly think that is a good place to end it. Alright, let's go here. Let's go here. And I think that was a very, very, very good stream, if I do say so myself. We're gonna end it right there. Alright. I want to thank everyone for joining. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. I know I did. I enjoyed this very, very much. Thank you all so much. I don't know when the next time I'll do this, but again, I had so much fun doing this. Again, like I said, I hope you all enjoy. And yeah, I mean, there's not much that I can really say after that. So we're gonna raid someone. His name is Viper. He's a really good guy. If you want to join, just join the raid now. And thank you all so much for joining. This has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm so glad that many of you guys can make it, and yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining, and that is all. Thank you very much. All right, I'll talk to you. See you guys next time whenever I decide to stream this again. Bye.